Look for natural ways to help your body instead of the meds when you shut down happens. Yeah. And that's really what you have to do is say, I mean, if you've got, like a kidney stone problems or whatever you got, there's lots of good medicines like that, you can go to. You just got to study it, and even high blood pressure and stuff like that is not anything what people think it is. It's, all this stuff can be taken care of through holistic supplements, right? And even different foods. Me, I still like my bread. I'm sorry, I gotta eat my, I like it, right? But yes, this is October, November. I think a lot of things are going to happen here. I'm feeling a lot of energy in the financial end of it right now. I believe that they're at the point of, the banks are at a point of no return. They're doing whatever they can to stay afloat, and that and it's going to be, it's not going to be a good ending for them, right? I think, of course, the whole thing's going to come down. I mean, the political exposure is being done right now. I know there's a lot of the seizures that are going on is massive. It's just absolutely massive. The bank shutdowns could be up to 3 weeks of the bank shutdowns. Military globally are waiting for the green light to shut down, right? And they're waiting to shut down all the media, the internet, the ATMs, the credit cards in every one of their countries, okay? There's a cartel crackdown right now. They have got ships absolutely circling the wagons offshore of Venezuela. Nothing's getting in or out. And they're going right into that country and cleaning it out. And also the cartel in Mexico, all getting shut down. And anything that's tied to the cartel, like the CCP, they're going down too. I'm not here to, like I said, give you hopium and stuff like this. I'm feeding you the reports, what I'm hearing, and I'm fact-checking it, through other sources, because I'm hearing it more than once from very reliable sources. But also, the U.S. debt clock, which has nothing to do with any banks or anything else, it is the real, those are the real numbers of the U.S. debt clock, okay? It's not the phony, fake stuff that you're going to see through the banking system. They just declared, U.S. debt clock just declared war on all central banking in the United States. Codes are being entered right now, okay? They're being entered right now. Codes around the world are being entered at this time. This is all going on, and it's all happening in waves around the world, okay? It's covertly. There's going to be no advertising on this, right? There's going to be absolutely zero advertising coming out. It's going to be up to us to use our discernment, to use our intuition as you see and witness things that are happening around you, to take action. What I'm here now, as long as these internets are up, this internet is up, I'm here to talk to you and tell you this is what you need to prepare. Food, water, cash in your back pocket, and get ready to hunker down for a while at home. And, make sure you got your pets and everything's all taken care of and stuff like that, right? I know it's not going to be comfortable, but you know what? This has to be done, because if we're to go into the new world, we have to suffer this lockdown. And you have a lot better situation because you are, expecting this to happen. There's 90% of the population out there have no idea. They're going to and from work, going shopping like everything's, everything's happy. Okay, now, like I said, Canada and all these other Commonwealth countries that are out there cannot sustain their debt any longer. The BRICS is taking action now. they are pushing. They're saying we're not putting up, with all this oil stuff that's happening around the world right now. They're not dealing with it no more. They're not dealing if they're not accepting any U.S. currency, petrodollar, for anything, any type of trade. And they said they've had enough of the corruption of the fiat currency. Mainly the dollar, right? Sorry, I'm just trying to go through all this. Well, we're pretty much caught up, I hope. Any questions? Shoot me now. Just put it out there because I seem to be all caught up. All hail the plan. Yeah, you know what? I mean, with everything going on, you got the snow coming in, everything else. We're going to have to, retrain ourselves about until they get things up and running. Start learning how to grow things, and if you got a little plot of land or stuff like that, start exercising it. So gold, silver will skyrocket. Yes, absolutely. We were told we get Q phones, Q cards, replicators. Okay, well, the Q phones and the Q cards is a good start, and could be a possible laptop, but you might have to go down and buy your laptop. Gold and silver will skyrocket. Yes, it will. The ZIM only is strictly for humanitarian purposes. Okay, so if you've got ZIM, and that, you'll still be able to take a paycheck or whatever you're off that, humanitarian, because you're operating it, right? As a, don't call yourself a CEO, but call yourself the head of your humanitarian project, and have 2 or 3 other people that you can pay to to distribute your ZIM wealth in your humanitarian project, right? There's, just like I said, so many things that we're going to have to reteach ourselves, relearn. And but first we have to shed all the old bad habits that we've had, right? Boy, how did that get to 54 questions already? Why are banks still hiring? I don't know. That's a question only they can answer. Maybe they don't even know what's going on. There's a lot of banks out there. Like, it's what Trump said. He says, they're going to be just... they're going to be horrified when they know that the military's walking in the front door, and because they've been ordered to shut down. And the only ones that are knowing is the top brass, the CEOs or the executives up top. But anybody that's in the bank, they're going to freak. Oh, see, there you go. My retirement account and phone is down all day. Where are you located? Sunshine. How long do you think this shit will go down on? I don't know. We're in it, but we're in it to win it, right? We're not giving up now. We've waited 10 years for this, maybe longer. There's some people that have been waiting 60 years for this. That means they're like 85 years old, still waiting. Yeah. They were 25 years old when they were into all the stuff in the banking system. They knew about it even back then. I don't know. This is what I was told through, I think it was SG and On. But, that could have been Alex Collier. That's who was listening. I was listening to. We are having crystalline chambers, med beds, and both. Like I said, we're going to go from the Flintstones' way of doing things to the Jetsons' way of doing things. Even, like immediate travel. Maybe planes are going to come down. Maybe there won't be any more planes. I believe everything's going to be, we're going to be able to do all travel through subterranean on the megaliths. Like I say, we could be there in South America, from Canada and South America, in like 45 minutes to an hour. Like, why wouldn't we? Why would we want to, be in danger and fly 10 10, 12, 14, 30, 40,000 feet up in the air, in a tin can. I've been doing it for years. It still scares me. Okay, so yeah, so silver's moved up 7 cents an ounce, and since I looked at it first, so that was what, an hour ago. So, and now gold is up to $116. Okay, it was 114 before, and it's moving up fast. Everything's in a plus sign, but silver is so undervalued. Silver should be what platinum is and palladium, because if you look at palladium and platinum, they look just like silver, but silver is the one with the more properties to it. Okay, so why isn't it at $1,659 an ounce American? Why isn't it also $1,525 American? Why is it only $52? See, they're cheating you out of, more than $1,500 for every ounce. That's what the banks are stealing from you. Anybody that's holding silver right now, don't get rid of it. Keep buying more, right? And we will outwear these bastards. We will outlast them. And they're the ones that are going to go down, because they're the ones that have the criminal activity that they have to answer to. And I believe, with the U.S. debt clock being what it is, it said $1,560. I believe that silver will go to $1,560 when this whole thing busts loose. Anybody that's holding silver, it'll be $1,560. I think when it all. That's my shot. I'm putting that out there, formally predicting that what's going to happen here before the year's end, or when the EBS finally ignites. Okay. Do we have to get rid of our change, nickels, dime? Well, yeah. I mean, when you have the amount of money that's coming in there, nickel will, if you have a whole bunch of it, it's going to be worth value, because nickel is a precious metal, right? The rest of it's just probably steel that's mixed with whatever. Copper is going to be, right now it's $5.20 a pound, but I think it's going to go to probably $25, $30, maybe what silver is, maybe $50, $60 an ounce. I think that's what copper is going to be. You get your Q phones when you go to your redemption. That's when you get it. Yeah. Now, whether it be a redemption or the bank, or one or the other, I mean, you can, even if you don't get an appointment through a redemption, or military don't call you or whatever, it doesn't matter. You'll soon find out that, it'll be, advertised. Everybody will be telling somebody that, the Forex is lots of money changing hands and whatever's happening. And if you hit the bank, you could just walk into the bank and just ask them, and you'll soon find out what's happening right at the bank there. And they'll be asking you questions, basically, when you hit the bank, right? Now, this will be after the lockdown. When they say it's safe to come out or whatever, well, go down and hit the bank. See what's happening, right? That's what I'd do, and I'd be asking all the right questions. It does not pay to wear pants around ankles. I'm not too sure what that even means. What about loan companies? Will they be erased? Yes. Absolutely. They're the biggest scammer shark tanks around, right? They're already gone. They don't even know it yet. And like I said, the banks at best will be wealth management. Where's it safe to place to buy silver? Depends where you are, but any metals dealer, anybody that deals with buying and selling metals, depending where you are. If you're in Canada or the United States, there's places all over the world that buy and sell metals. Do we need to get rid of our change? Yes, we do. Yeah. I mean, not get rid of it. I'd keep your nickel, and I'd keep your, if you got pennies, keep them, because it's all going to go up in price. Yeah, you can buy yourself. It's all authentic. You bought your gold from the gold bureau. Yep. Where can we go to exchange our foreign currency? Well, that'll be at the redemptions, or banks that were once banks that now are clarified as redemptions. Like, you have to go in there and say, are you a bank or a redemption center? And if they say, well, we're a redemption center now, and then you say, okay, how much are you going to give me in exchange for my currency, for my foreign currency? And you guys can figure it out from there. Have you heard if it will be lower economy? Well, yeah, I mean, pricing is going to all go back to 1955, I'm understanding. I'm already starting to see things are, starting to drop. I mean, they can't sustain themselves. I mean, look at the real estate market. People are starting to sell, that were in Vancouver. And you'll notice this in the big cities. That there's 7 million homes in Florida that are empty. 7 million homes in Florida that are empty. That is catastrophic. And, how many buildings are empty around the world right now that they built and they can't fill them? Catastrophic. There's some properties in Vancouver, not commercial, I think commercial too, but they're dropping millions and millions of dollars just to get out from underneath the mortgage. Zim is different, yes. Zim is redeemed, not at a bank. No, you can only go to the redemption center to redeem your Zim, and they'll get that figured out. Yeah, Vietnam dong, if you can get your hands on it right now, that is your best bet, because if you're American, that's 26,000 dong to $1, or 19,000 or 17,000 dong to $1 Canadian. That's a really good return. $100 will give you 1.5 million. My 401 account is safe. Yes, it is. That eventually it'll come back online. I mean, if I had the 401 myself personally, I would have dumped it, took the haircut, and hang on. I would have taken it and dumped it and got into metals hard. Like it says, it's only been in the last 6 months, not even that, that it was only, the silver was only sitting at 32. That's like back in, was it July, August? Now it's like, it's up more than $25 on something that was only 32 to begin with. It's more than doubled, right? In the last 3 or 4 months. What's it going to do by Christmas? If we even have a Christmas. They're still building a lot of houses here too. And you know what? That's the banks, not having a clue what's going on. I don't even know how they're doing it. Because there's a lot of banks that are shutting down. They're not even lending money out anymore. I know it's the same thing going on in Vancouver. Like, they got, they're building the new Port Man, or the Patella Bridge, beside the old Patella Bridge, coming through New Westminster to Surrey, and it's just an absolute construction gong show. Yeah, they're not even helping the homeless. This is the whole corruption of these governments being exposed, right? They're just feeding things, for the homeless. And I have to, I got to give credit where credit's due, because, like, my friends been around this town all their lives and stuff like that. And they say, there's some homeless that just don't want to be helped, right? They just want to be left alone. Give them their money, their drugs, and just leave them alone. That's just the way they are. So, Everybody's got a bit of a different situation. Will the redemption centers open to the public? Yes, absolutely. Anybody like the people that have the foreign currency, okay, will have the first opportunity to go in there to exchange their money because they want to get that foreign currency off the street, okay? And once they get that off the street, they'll give you the rate that whatever you negotiate it out, and then all that gets applied into your Q phone. Okay, so it's not going to be like you're walking around with $1 million in your pocket. It's everything's going to be digitally laid out on your Cold Ledger, your QFS, and could be. And I believe that the XLM, which is a silver backing, I believe there will be some kind of a banking system for that too, because that's your everyday spending, right? Like you'll be able to go to that account. You'll have maybe have 2 or 3 accounts in that. That'll be your everyday account that you can go buy your foods and whatever you're doing, right? Your daily stuff, right? Yes, it's all going to be a global net outage. Lots of banking down. Yeah. And you know what, Patriots, just keep on bringing all the information in here because it helps everybody, get caught up with all the latest. Is it smart to keep your car full of... Yes, it sure is. Keep your car full of gas. You know the drill, gang. Talk about global net outage, yeah. It's all going well. I mean, everything's fine. I mean, this is to be expected. The last thing I want to say is, a couple last things I want to say here is the military is on your side. It's on the Patriots side. They are doing everything they can to make this as smooth as transition as possible. Okay? They are not there to hurt you. Although there might be 90% of the people out there that they're NPCs and they're the sleepers and they're just the little bit of crazies out there that are going to try to kick up a storm, and if it causes them any problem, they're just going to get picked up and thrown in the back of the paddy wagon and off to Longbeard.